Greetings, Multi-Retro Man here. Now here's something different for you than my normal videos. We've got this bit. Yes, it's a Dyson. However, we had an issue with it and the battery stopped working. Or we thought it was the battery, we weren't sure if it was the battery, the filter or whatever, you know. And we were looking at buying a new Hoover, you know, a new cordless one. Possibly a Shark one. My wife wanted a Vax one at first, but it was too heavy to handle, you know, or it was basically too top heavy. It wasn't heavy, you know, mega heavy, not heavy enough that you couldn't use it properly, but it was just a bit too heavy at the top to use it, if you know what I mean, comfortably. And obviously the Dyson seemed a lot lighter, a lot more weight balanced, you know, and the Shark one was very nice as well, but we'd had some issues with it, plus you're talking £300 odd, which I thought was a bit expensive. So after a while, this is what has happened now. So here we go, you ready? Yes, what I've actually done is I've purchased a spare battery for it, because the battery, well, we thought we'd give it a chance because it was on Amazon. It worked out should be £35 with a spare filter and a spare end piece. This one. Now the issue was it was very difficult to get on because it was quite stiff, and a lot of people are commenting about it. But what I've actually found is that by just using a bit of force, well, not, you know, pushing a little bit on it because it was a bit tight, it fitted on perfectly. And I also gave it a clean on this inside bit here. I took all this out, and then I took that bit down, and inside there was quite it were like a bit like rubbery stuff, all sort of taped up, well, not taped up, sorry, but glued to the top, you know, so it was stuck, and I think that was causing an issue. So it looked like it was blocking like 1.5 of the little tube things that goes up. And like I said, the issue was that you'd be on full blast and the max light would start flashing after maybe 5-6 seconds, and then it would just die. So you put it on to charge and then take it off straight away, and then you could use it again for another 6 seconds or so. However, if you used it on the lowest setting by pressing there like that, so it would work fine for ages, you know, it'll work perfect. So I thought, well, that to me indicated that it could be a battery from what I'd read on Google. So like I say, I bought this thing, tried it, put the filters in, and it's sounding basically and behaving like a brand new device. With a discount as well, like saving on the postage, because I think it just defaults adds the postage to it. So instead of being £35, it actually worked out £30, and I'd already got a £5 credit from something else. So it essentially cost me £25 for filter, that filter there, that filter, and the battery. Now the only slight difference, which you may be able or may not be able to tell, is that the battery looks ever so slightly different in colour to the bottom, you know, because that's the bottom. Obviously that's the battery there, that's the cover, so you can see it's more of a grey colour rather than a sort of a shiny, well, like, it's a bit of a tricky thing because that's a bit of a lighter grey, whereas that's more of a dull grey. But then, to be perfectly honest, you know, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? You know, £25 for a battery, and 2 filters, or maybe £30, you know what I mean? Or you pay £300 for a new one, because you can get cheaper ones as well, but the suction's not very good. And I'm really happy with this Dyson. I really like it, apart from the battery. One other final point to say as well is, yeah, well, I don't even know if you can get from Dyson website anymore, because last time I checked they were discontinued or they weren't available. You can get it from Partmaster, from Curry's, but they're charging £68, and I'm sure they're the compatible ones as well. They're not the original ones. So why get pretty much exactly the same thing fulfilled by Amazon, and people have had no problems with these batteries at all. I think somebody said they ran it for about maybe 6-7 months and the batteries start to fade a little bit, but then, you know, at the end of the day, it depends on how they're using them, how they charge them, etc. But hopefully this one will be alright. So big tip for you there. Check online, check on Amazon. Alright. Anyhow, if you like this video and you think it's useful, please give a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and leave any positive or negative comments that you can think of. Cheers. Take care. Bye bye.